Hi, my name is Grace. I turned 28 earlier this month, and I got a lot of books, and so I wanted to do a little birthday book haul. So that's what this is. It's a birthday book haul. My Costco had boba tea making sets. So exciting. I love boba tea. Okay. So I'm going on vacation in September, and so these first few books are I got them in my, getting them for my vacation. I'm gonna read them on the beach, and they might sound a little unconventional, but I'm excited for them. The first book that I got was American Gods by Neil Gaiman. I, first of all, really love this cover. I think this is such a cool edition. It's kind of like a mass market paperback. Very thick. Almost 800 pages, 750 pages. But this is a book I've had my eye on for a really long time, and I was just waiting for the right moment. And I feel like vacation, all we're gonna do is sit by the pool or sit by the beach and read. That's all I'm doing for a week. So I'm excited about this. I don't really know what it's about. It is the story of Shadow, released from prison just days after his wife and best friend are killed in an accident, who gets recruited to be bodyguard, driver, and errand boy for the enigmatic trickster Mr. Wednesday. So begins Shadow's dark and strange road trip, one that introduces him to a host of eccentric characters whose fates are mysteriously intertwined with his own. So I know there was a show based on this, and I really liked Good Omens, so I'm really looking forward to American Gods. Next, I got The Wolfden by Elodie Harper. Again, this is not probably a conventional beach read, but I love ancient Greece, Greek mythology. And this one is set in Pompeii, which I know is not in Greece, but I feel like it's going to give me similar vibes. And it's basically about Amara is a slave and prostitute in Pompeii's notorious Wolfden brothel, owned by a cruel and ruthless man. She is forced to hide her true self, but her spirit is far from broken, buoyed by sisterhood, blah, blah, blah. Streets are alive with opportunity. Yeah. This just sounds really good to me. Again, another thick book. This one is, hello, 450 pages. So we're looking at a lot of reading this vacation, but I'm really excited for it. So I'm hoping that this will kind of give me, ancient Pompeii vibes. It sounds kind of dark, honestly, but I am excited about it. Okay, this next one was partially a cover purchase because look at this. Look how freaking cool this is. This is Cult Classic by Sloane Crosley. This one's a little shorter than my others, but I have seen this cover floating around, and the title with the cover just sounds so intriguing to me. I don't want to read the blurb for every single one. Basically, I don't know what this book is about. I know it might involve a cult in some way. I know it involves a string of ex-boyfriends, and that's all I can remember from the first time I read the blurb. So I just want to go into it without knowing anything about it, and hopefully, I think it's literary thriller kind of vibes, and that just sounds really fun. So this is another vacation book. And then this book is not a vacation book. I'm actually in the middle of, or almost done with this one right now, but this is one of the books that I got leading up to my birthday. And that is Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason. I don't want to spoil it, but I am obsessed. I love it so much. It's so good. I have just a little bit more to go, and it's basically about a depressed woman, and that's pretty much what it's about, is this woman who's depressed. Because I read for escapism. It's a book about a depressed woman, but it's very funny. And I will share more of my thoughts in my August wrap-up, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so then these next books are books that I either got on my birthday or got with birthday money. This was also with birthday money, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So one of the books I got for my birthday was On Writing by Stephen King. I'm kind of an aspiring writer, kind of. And I love books about writing. Bird by Bird by Anne Lamott is one of my favorite books of all time. And I have heard nothing but good things about Stephen King's book on writing. And I'm really excited to read it. I think it's gonna be really good, and hopefully will inspire me to write as much as I want to. Another book so my husband got me a ton of books for my birthday because he's the best and just knows me. And one of the books he got me was Percy Jackson, the first Percy Jackson book. Again, I love Greek mythology, and I never grew up watching the Percy Jackson or reading the Percy Jackson books. And last month I read The Tale of Despereaux, and I've been wanting to read more like middle grade, like younger literature middle grade. And so I'm actually really excited for this one. I'm going to save it for like a really rainy day. And I don't know, maybe I'll get really into it and read the whole series. I don't know, but I'm excited. Okay, this next one, I really don't know anything about. It's one of those that I think the Storygraph recommended to me. And so I added it to my TBR and then immediately forgot about it. But I am excited. It's called Little by Edward Carey. I think it's like based on Madame Tussauds a little bit. Isn't she the one with the wax museum? Or had the wax museum? Madame Tussauds wax museum? In 1761, a tiny-bodied, big-hearted orphan named Marie is apprenticed to an eccentric wax sculptor and whisked off to the royalsome streets of Paris, where they meet a domineering widow and her quiet, pale son. Together, they establish an exhibition hall for wax figures, and the spectacle becomes a sensation. But even as Marie's talent captures the attention of the royal family, the revolutionary mob takes to the streets, demanding heads, and at the wax museum, heads are what they do. Little is a modern masterpiece, a luminous tale of innocents and rogues, philosophers and prisoners, and the ambitious girl who captured them all. So I don't know a lot about it, but I love historical fiction, and so I am very, very intrigued by this one. And I think the cover is really cool. My husband got me another writing book because he's really great and I want to write, so I just need to write. But he got me Body Work by Melissa Febos, The Radical Power of Personal Narrative. And it's basically like part memoir, part book about writing. Tackles the emotional, psychological, and physical work of writing intimately while offering an utterly fresh examination of the storyteller's life and the questions that run through it. So I don't know. I don't know a whole lot about the author, so I think that'll be fun because it is part memoir and I love memoirs. But yeah, it's basically about your own personal narrative. And so I'm really looking forward to it. Okay, next, Pizza Girl. So I can't remember, I think it's Bow's Books. I can't remember their handle, but I'm going to put it right here on Instagram. They read this book and they are how I heard about this book. I saw them reading it, added it to my TBR. I mean, the cover is so bitchin'. It's really, really cool and groovy. And then come to find out, it's a devastating book and it's very sad. So that's gonna be fun. This is another actually, there's quite a few cover buys in this stack. Another one that I got is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I have seen the BBC miniseries with Richard Armitage, I think that's his name, and I loved it, really, really loved it. So I've always wanted to read the book because I really love Pride and Prejudice, and I feel like this is a comp title. So yeah, it was on the list. My husband looked at my TBR and picked it out for me. I don't think this is the cover that he wanted to get, but that's okay because it's still the same book, and I'm excited for it. So this girl kind of looks like Rosamund Pike a little bit. Okay. Sally Tims. Sally continues to influence me. She read this book, Each Little Bird That Sings, in one of her vlogs, and I added it to my TBR, and now it's on my shelf, just waiting to be read. It's about, I did start reading it, and then I wasn't in the right place, and I wanted to wait until I was, because I knew that I was going to love it. It's basically about this girl whose family owns a funeral home. And so she's kind of obsessed with death. That's just my first impression from reading the book. But I think it's a book about death and grief, but life and love on the flip side of that. And it just seems really, really sweet. So I'm really excited to read this one. Another cover buy, are we seeing this? Are we seeing this? This is cool. And it's really nice and matte. You can't feel it, but it feels good. This is Winter in Sokcho by Elisa Shua Dusapin. She is, I believe she's like Korean French, so it's probably a combination of, oh no, she was born in France, raised in Paris, Seoul, and Switzerland. I have read this book already, so this will also be my August wrap up. It's very literary, very reflective about this like artist that comes to visit Sokcho and the girl that works at the guest house he's staying in. That's pretty much it. But I mean, just a really, really cool cover. Okay, another one. So I have loved every book I've read, and I haven't read many, but every book I have read that has been on the Women's Prize like long list or short list or has won, I've loved. Hamnet, Piranesi, Sorrow and Bliss. Like, I'm really enjoying that. So I'm kind of like trusting the Women's Prize. Like, it has my vote at this point. And so Great Circle, which Grace really loved this book, and so I wanted to read it, especially after hearing her talk about it. But Great Circle by Maggie Shipstead is another like Women's Prize shortlist book that I really wanted to get around to. I think I'm going to take this with me on vacation as well. I'm like obviously really bringing like chunky books. This is about, from my understanding and what I've heard other people say, it's about like kind of a dual timeline thing. And it's about this pilot that wants to make the Great Circle, like wants to fly from pole to pole on the globe. And then another timeline is this actress portraying that pilot. And it is historical and kind of goes between the two. I've heard it's like awesome. I have heard really good things about it. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one on my vacation. Okay, and then I also, so I went to Half Price Books, my local Half Price Books, with some birthday money, and I got some books that I'm excited about. So the first book I got was The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I know very little about this. I know this is like a very famous book. It is well loved. At first I thought it was like a spiritual text, but it's not. It sounds like it's about a journey that an Andalusian shepherd named Santiago travels from his homeland in Spain to the Egyptian desert in search of a treasure buried near the pyramids. And I think he meets some people around the way. It actually kind of sounds like The Little Prince a little bit, but like an adult version. But I've just heard like people that love this book like love it, and like it changed their life. And I've just been really intrigued. This author I think is pretty prolific and well known in the literature community, so I'm really excited to read this one. Okay, another, which I know it's like probably not cool, but I trust Reese's Book Club. Every book that I've read that has also been in Reese's Book Club, I've really, really enjoyed. And so I picked this one up, Erotic Stories for Punjabi Widows. I think it's about a writing class. Nikki, a modern daughter of Indian immigrants, has spent most of her 20-odd years distancing herself from the traditional Sikh community of her childhood, preferring a more independent, that is, Western life. When her father's death leaves the family financially strapped, Nikki impulsively takes a job teaching a creative writing course at the community center in the beating heart of London's close-knit Punjabi community. That's like all I want to know about it. I think the cover is great. It sounds like it's going to be heartwarming but funny. So picked this one up. This next one I have heard about on the Books Unbound podcast, and that is Sourdough, or Lois and Her Adventures in the Underground Market. I think from what I understand, it's basically about this lady that is given a sourdough, what's it called? Starter. She's given a sourdough starter and somehow it changes her life. Raylene and Ariel on Books Unbound have brought this one up before. It just sounds cute and sounds kind of like almost like Beauty and the Mundanity kind of read. I don't know, but I picked it up and I'm really excited. I've probably said I'm excited about every book on this stack. And I am, it's not a lie, but I'm now realizing I probably should have used some different verbiage. But what can you do? Okay, my last book. Allie has talked about this book. Raylene from Books Unbound has talked about this book. I have heard nothing but good things about Tillie Walden, and that is why I finally picked up On a Sunbeam, another chunky graphic novel. I really want to read more graphic novels. If you have a graphic novel you love, please let me know in the comments down below. I really am keen to find more graphic novels to fall in love with. I don't know a whole lot about this one. I try, if you can't tell, I try to not know anything about the books I'm reading, or to know as little as possible, so I'm like approaching it with like a blank slate and I can just take it for what it is and like discover new things about it on my own and really enjoy it. I know it's about space. I know that it is queer. I know that and that's like basically all I know. And I know that it is like heartwarming, and I know that the art is bananas. No spoilers, but I mean, look at this. So exciting. Exciting. Everything is exciting. This is an exciting stack of books. So that's it. Those are all the books that I got for my birthday. I'm very lucky. I feel very fortunate. I am very grateful to have made it to 28 and another year around the sun. And I want to thank you for watching my video today. So if you're still here and watching, please leave the little party hat, not party hat, like the confetti, the little emoji. I'll try and put it right there, down below. And let me know which of these books I should read first, because I am almost done with Sorrow and Bliss and I'm ready to start another one. So let me know which book I should read first. Let me know what graphic novels are out there that I've got to get my hands on. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.